You thought Kirk Frost had finally learned his lesson, but no, sweetie, this man only made things even more chaotic because rumors have it that Kirk didn't simply betray Rasheeda to this point. The specifics are even more terrible than you would think. But wait on, let's not act like we didn't see this coming. He allegedly attacked her at that moment. At this point, Kirk Frost's record is more poisonous than a love and hip-hop reunion special, since he has been acting like a man with no shame for years, engaging in side-chicking controversies and cheating on women. This isn't just another cheating incident, though. This is the height of disrespect, and the most absurd part is that it was all captured on camera. Yes, there is a purportedly leaked tape circulating online that depicts Kirk approaching Rasheeda in a manner that has fans going completely crazy. Flame's TikTok is disorganized, and Instagram is just pandemonium. Right now, what truly transpired behind closed doors? Did Kirk touch Rasheeda? More significantly, is this the last straw that will cause Rasheeda to leave for good? The tea that's going out of the Frost home right now is hotter, so you best stay locked in because I'm about to spill it, sweetheart. All right, let's get started. According to rumors circulating, Rasheeda has found Kirk Frost cheating once more. If you believe that Kirk Frost's cheating days were over, congratulations. However, this time is much more serious. We're talking about a full-on altercation, a yelling match, and an alleged attack, and the streets are already abuzz. It's not about another woman. If you have been following the train wreck that is Kirk and Rasheeda's relationship, you are well aware that Kirk has been making fun of Rasheeda for years. Now, allow me to take you back in time. We're discussing the notorious hot tub scandal, the love child scenario involving Jasmine, and the controversy surrounding the forced DNA test for Rasheeda, which the woman publicly supported. Humiliation after humiliation in public, and to be honest, she deserves a medal for patience. But it seems that even Rasheeda has reached her breaking point, and Kirk may have just passed a line from which even he is unable to recover. So here is what happened last weekend. Kirk and Rasheeda were in Atlanta for a private event called an industry gathering of some sort. According to reports, Kirk and Rasheeda arrived together, despite the fact that celebrities have likely been disparaging one another on social media for the whole week, appearing to be the ideal pair. But behind the scenes, however, things were already chaotic, according to witnesses. Kirk was acting strangely that night, drinking and acting funny. It sounds familiar that Kirk acts like a single man at these gatherings, but this time Rasheeda wasn't having it. Sis was supposedly too at ease with some of the women at the party, monitoring Kirk's behavior all night, giving him the side eye when he became too friendly, and whispering in his ear to get him to calm down. Kirk, however, admitted that he wasn't trying to listen, and this is where things get nasty because, apparently, Kirk and one of Rasheeda's close friends got into a furious disagreement. Yes, Rasheeda's friend allegedly confronted Kirk about his behavior, calling him embarrassing. Rasheeda in front of everyone, and Kirk allegedly began raising his voice rather than lowering it or expressing regret. According to sources, the room quickly became uncomfortable, and security even began to approach them. Rasheeda apparently walked over to Kirk, drew him aside, and told him to quiet down because Kirk was becoming so noisy. However, Kirk wasn't having it, so this is when Rasheeda stepped in. A video that has been leaked and is currently making the rounds on social media shows Kirk and his hurried argument. In the video, Kirk can be seen pointing his Rasheeda tries to back away, but Kirk keeps closing the distance, sticking his finger in her face and advancing forcefully. The video ends before we can see how it ends, but the body language is terrible. And let me just say that Twitter is not holding back with its crazy comments. Kirk is embarrassing Rasheeda once more, so she should leave and never look back, I promise, if she forgives. I'm done protecting her. Kirk is acting like he's untouchable. Someone needs to humble him, please. But wait, things are getting worse. According to people close to the matter, Kirk really touched Rasheeda, not violently, but in a way that was unmistakably menacing. It is said that Kirk took Rasheeda's arm when she attempted to leave, at which point when Rasheeda left the gathering, 2 security guards allegedly dragged Kirk away, and Kirk, Oh, he was supposedly shouting after her, left as well. You now know what after that. The video went viral on blogs and the internet, and within hours, fans were criticizing Kirk for it on Twitter with hashtags like #FForRasheeda and #Kirk, his actions and pleading with Rasheeda to eventually leave him permanently. And the most absurd aspect is that Kirk has been totally silent. No public remarks, no social media posts. And you know when Kirk becomes silent because he realizes his mistake, but Rasheeda, my sister, has been handling things expertly. She hasn't spoken out loud, but she did share a mysterious Instagram story that has followers losing their minds over a simple photo of her hand displaying her wedding band with the tagline, "Decisions, decisions," and let me tell you, the comments left by those POHST crazy fans, even some celebrities are weighing in, pleading with Rasheeda to remove the ring and ultimately leave Kirk. One reality star said, "Sis, it's time to pick you." But here's where it gets extremely crazy since insiders are now saying that the matter may go to court. It is said that Rasheeda has already contacted her attorney, and if that is accurate, Kirk may be on the verge of losing much more than just his marriage. And I know you're wondering what precisely went wrong for Kirk that evening, but rumors have it that this whole outburst wasn't simply indeed. It was about money when Rasheeda checked him. It seems that she had discovered that Kirk had been transferring funds from their joint accounts without informing her, and when Rasheeda confronted Kirk, lost it over it during the party. If that's the case, Kirk may face legal action in addition to the possibility of his marriage ending, especially if Rasheeda decides to put a stop to their relationship. Assets, Kirk might end up with nothing, but the good news is that Rasheeda hasn't filed for divorce yet, so Kirk is most likely already attempting to patch things up behind the scenes, but has Kirk finally gone too far for Rasheeda to forgive? If so, you better remain tuned in because this narrative is far from over. And believe me, the fallout from this though, it's going to hit harder than Kirk's previous apology to her. You thought that was awful, but no, sweetie, we're just getting started since things moved from bad to worse following that chaotic situation at the event, to completely disastrous for Kirk Frost. And because Rasheeda isn't playing games anymore, let me warn you that the fallout from the scenario is coming quickly and hard. Where we left off, since when the video of Kirk arguing with Rasheeda became viral online, people were dragging Kirk around. But the question was still what transpired when the camera stopped recording. Did Kirk attempt to make amends? Did Rasheeda eventually pack her bags and depart? Most significantly, is this the final chapter in Kirk and Rasheeda's relationship? According to what we now know, Kirk attempted to follow Rasheeda after she left the event appearing composed but obviously enraged. Witnesses claim that Kirk was spotted pursuing Rasheeda in the parking lot, shouting her name and attempting to tape her arm, but Rasheeda, oh sis, wouldn't have it. It is said that she got into a black SUV and drove away without a word, leaving Kirk, oh, standing there, appearing foolish. But this is the truly interesting bit because, according to others close to the couple, Kirk didn't go home that evening and instead ended up at Frost Beach. Staff members allegedly attempted to calm him down when he was spotted drinking excessively at the bar of the restaurant he and Rasheeda owned together. But Kirk, oh, he was on one, according to an insider. "I didn't even do anything that awful, Kirk. Yet you were seen on tape backing Rasheeda into a corner." Kirk was heard arguing that she was overreacting, gripping her arm and pointing in her face as she attempted to leave. But it only got worse since Kirk apparently began making phone calls that evening. Oh, who was he calling? Longtime side chick, yes, according to reports. Kirk was observed contacting and texting an unidentified woman, and less than an hour later, the same woman was spotted showing up at, according to reports, the mystery woman is Jasmine Washington, the same woman Kirk had a beloved child with back in the day. This is the bit that will make you scream, Frost Bistro. The same woman who essentially turned Kirk and Rasheeda's marriage into a public circus returned in 2017, and according to several witnesses, Jasmine entered Frost's house, sat down beside Kirk at the bar, and for more than an hour, the two of them were observed conversing intimately. One witness even asserts that Jasmine was whispering in Kirk's ear and massaging his shoulder. Kirk, oh, he was laughing as if he didn't give a damn. Now, let me ask you this. Would you really be hanging out if you were just caught on camera insulting your wife at a public gathering? An hour later, with your side lady, since Kirk, is acting like a man who doesn't care about the repercussions. And guess what happened next? The paparazzi arrived, leaving together, and the pictures, they're awful. Show Kirk with his arm around Jasmine, guiding her to this vehicle while Jasmine grinned as if she had won the lottery. By the next morning, pictures were all over the place. The shade room was unlocked by TMZ Hollywood, and everyone was following the story. Additionally, Savage Kirk Frost has already moved on after being seen with baby mama Jasmine following the alleged attack on Rasheeda. Rasheeda, saw those photos, but this is where things get extremely messy because people close to Rasheeda are now saying that she has been seeing a well-known divorce lawyer. It seems like Rasheeda is finally prepared to take the plunge, and let me tell you that Kirk should be afraid because Rasheeda is allegedly preparing to come for Kirk's money as well as his reputation. And if you are familiar with the Frost financial situation, we are aware that Kirk and Rasheeda's empire is essentially intertwined, and that Kirk is currently in full-blown crisis mode. It has been claimed that Kirk has engaged a public relations team to try to clean up the mess. But let's face it, Kirk might lose everything if Rasheeda files for divorce and reveals Kirk's financial activities. But the main question is whether Rasheeda will follow through on it or not. What about Jasmine? Is she finished talking, or does she still have more dirt to spill? If so, you better stay tuned in. Will Kirk manage to talk his way out of this mess like he always does? Because the narrative is only just beginning, and believe me when I say that the following section will be much messier. Oh, you thought we were done, but no. This story is just getting hotter because after there has been stillness during Kirk's terrible night out with Jasmine Rasheeda, and you already know that when Rasheeda becomes quiet, you should be alarmed since rumors are circulating that Kirk may be dealing with unanticipated repercussions. And let me tell you, the situation's fallout is going to be disastrous. So let's continue where we left off, since after those things took a drastic turn when photos of Kirk and Jasmine appeared on websites. Fans began dragging Kirk through the dirt, but behind the scenes, well, you know what I mean. Things were getting even messier. Several insiders have now revealed that Rasheeda has formally filed for divorce, confirming that she had been consulting with a well-known divorce lawyer. It's not just a cooling off phase. According to sources in Listen, this isn't going to be a clean break. Rasheeda isn't simply leaving Kirk either. She's allegedly intending to pursue everything for Bistro, Press Boutique, and their Atlanta mansion. However, that may also be lost since, according to reports, Rasheeda has amassed enough proof to claim that Kirk has been embezzling their shared funds for years. We're discussing wire transfers to Jasmine, lavish vacations to Miami, and pricey jewelry purchases that were all funded by their shared accounts. And you know what that means. Kirk may be facing fraud charges in addition to the possibility of his marriage ending. But hold on, things might get worse, claiming that there are other people vying for Kirk's money besides Rasheeda. Recall how Jasmine said Kirk had pledged to look after her. It seems that Jasmine has since hired a lawyer and is supposedly getting ready to sue Kirk for breach of contract and retroactive child support. Jasmine is saying that Kirk promised to assist her and their son financially, and now that things have, she's holding Kirk accountable in public. And the sum she's requesting, oh honey, it's not pocket change. It's 6 figures for a PR year, and you already know that Kirk lacks that. He does own Frost Bistro, but let's face it, that doesn't cover what Jasmine is requesting, especially if Rasheeda is successful in freezing their combined assets. Much though Kirk is broke, things get much more complicated because a jock is now involved. Yes, this is Kirk's longtime friend and business partner, the same jock who has been watching Kirk trash his own life from the sidelines. But it seems that the jock has had enough because rumors are now circulating that he intends to sever all relations with Kirk, which isn't just a personal choice, it's a business one because Kirk and Jock are financially connected through several company endeavors, such as Frost Bistro, and a few real estate holdings. Investments, and if the jock decides to leave, Kirk might have to sell off assets to make up the difference. However, since the jock isn't stopping, rumors are circulating that he is also examining a lawsuit against Kirk for suspected business wrongdoing and breach of trust, alleging that Kirk has been using some of their joint business assets to pay for his personal costs, such as those vacations with if the jock decides to take this to court, Jasmine and he could lose their freedom in addition to their money. Meanwhile, Rasheeda, oh sis, is doing well, while Kirk is, according to insiders. Rasheeda has been making steps behind the scenes and has already secured a significant commercial agreement with a leading fashion shop that could eventually become a press boutique. Rasheeda may have just turned Kirk's biggest setback into her biggest victory. And let me just say that the world is giddy over her most recent Instagram post. It's going viral. She looked like a total boss in a picture that went viral with the remark, "You can't break a woman who built herself." And the comments, yeah, Saya's taken for granted. We've been telling Rihanna to break up with that man for years. But wait, Kirk hasn't finished embarrassing himself yet. Everything is rash to be the next Rihanna to do so. Because Kirk apparently attempted to earn Rasheeda's support with a public stunt. Yes, over the weekend, Kirk unexpectedly showed up to Press Boutique with an entire entourage and a bunch of roses. Size of a young child. According to witnesses, Kirk entered the store as if he owned it, gave the flowers to Rasheeda, and began to apologize and explain that he never intended to injure her, and Rasheeda, oh sis, wasn't impressed. According to an insider, Rasheeda simply stood there staring at Kirk as if he were a complete stranger. She also allegedly gave the flowers to one of her employees. Kirk appeared to be standing there looking as though he had just been struck by a truck, but Rasheeda, yeah, she left without saying anything. Members said, "Take these to the back. I'm allergic to baby," iconic. Without another word, leaving Kirk standing there looking foolish. And the most absurd part was that paparazzi were outside. Yes, Kirk's act was captured on camera, and the video is now going viral. The remarks on social media are harsh. Kirk truly believed that flowers would make this ELO better. He looks so pitiful. Please take his phone away. Rasheeda deserves a freaking prize for the manner she handled this. And now Kirk has formally disappeared. No Instagram postings, interviews, or anything. Because really, what is he going to say that he was publicly humiliated after being discovered cheating? Wife is going to take him for what he's worth. And the worst part is that Jasmine is still talking about it because she allegedly dropped a bombshell in a recent interview that Kirk might have other. Jasmine is implying that Kirk has not one, not two, but 3 side babies with 3 different ladies. And let me tell you if that comes out to be the case. Children that the public is unaware of. True Kirk's reputation is over. And now for the part that will make you scream. According to sources, Rasheeda has formally requested that Kirk be removed from their shared if those commercial agreements are approved. Kirk will forfeit his ownership in Frost Bistro Press Boutique and their real estate holdings. In addition to being broke, Kirk may become homeless. Kirk has been acting irresponsibly for years, and now the repercussions are finally coming up with him in real time. However, the true question is whether Kirk and Rasheeda's relationship is truly over, or will Kirk attempt a last-minute prank to get Rasheeda to back him? More importantly, is Jasmine finished speaking, or is she going to reveal something else that might ruin Kirk's career? Oh, you better remain locked in for good, due to the fact that the plot is far from above.